do this. Is there anything else we're supposed to do?
I think.
Hey guys.
It's been a while, hasn't it?
It has been a while. Practice with this.
Is that too close?
No, it's been.
Yeah.
It's Thursday. We don't know anymore. I hope you guys can hear us and everything is okay. It's been a while since we've done a live stream, so just want to make sure. To put some more questions in the chat if you'd like to for us. But we had intended to do a question and answer video like months ago, and I actually got some questions from you guys, and so I've got them written down here, and we're going to answer those tonight. But like I said, if you have any more questions, then feel free to put them in the chat so we can answer them for you. But otherwise, we'd just love to talk to you. So say hey, let us know where you're from if we don't know already, and we will love to talk to you. What are you doing?
I did it again, didn't I?
All right, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, so the first question that we got was, oh, hi Jan, how are you? The first question we got was, what was the key moment in your life when you knew it was to be homesteading? And what do you think?
Is that for me?
I guess, because you kind of, you brought us on this journey. You started this, so.
Yeah. I'm not sure when it was. I guess probably, 5 years ago? Does that sound about right?
Yeah, probably so.
I'm sure it was longer than that, but around 5 years ago, I started watching YouTube or listening to YouTube while I was riding. Because I was an appliance repairman and spent a lot of time in the van riding between calls and to and from work. And so I would listen to YouTube videos while in the van. And I found Joel Salatin somehow, and I found people like Justin Rhodes and who else? Wrangler Star. Those are the people I used to listen to a lot. And that piqued my interest into doing things a little differently. And it was like I found a whole new world. People live in a different way and not working a 9-to-5 job and kind of living their dream. And so, yeah, that was probably a key moment to more regular homesteading activities. And then we started with meat chickens, really. That was right about the time we started raising chickens for our own meat.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And you were hooked.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next question. And I'm sorry I didn't write down who asked us these questions. So I apologize if one of these is yours. And I didn't remember who said it. What percentage would you say comes from your farm and what percentage is bought from a store? And we were talking about this earlier. And I mean, it would be very easy to say 50-50. So, but then we started considering that, and really we feel like we produce more from our farm than 50%.
Yeah.
So,
it's probably close to 75%.
Yeah.
But it ebbs and flows. The summertime is probably close to 100% a lot of the time.
Yeah. Yep, because we'll put all those vegetables with some of our homegrown meat, and that'll be our meals most days. So
yeah, there's several nights I look down and I'm like, man, we grew all this.
Yeah.
Every bit of it.
Yeah, we just got to get the flour.
Yeah, that's right.
Gotta get our, we got to produce our own flour, and then
we're thinking about it.
Yeah, we are thinking about that. Yeah, because we make our own sourdough bread, so that's what we use all the time for bread. So.
Yeah.
Now you have 300 tomato plants. We got more than that, actually, Jan.
Yeah.
It's like ridiculous.
Yeah. There's 640 of them.
640.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know, a dozen volunteers in other places.
Yes,
Mhm.
that's a lot.
Yeah.
So let's see. Next question is, what were some of your must-haves when looking for a homestead property? Well,
Yeah.
I
I don't think we ever went through that. Like some people spend a lot of time planning and looking ahead and looking for a property. We never really went through that. We had an opportunity to buy the place that I grew up on, and so it was what we were looking for. I don't know. I guess if I were to be looking for a property, I don't know. That's a good question. I never really thought about that too much. You got to have water, whether that's a well or a spring or a creek, and then I don't know. I wouldn't like it to be all flat. You got to have some terrain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know. Never gone through that. It's hard to think about.
Right.
I think you just make do with what you have too. I think there's not a silver bullet or here's the 100% best property in the world. I think you just make do with what you have.
Mm-hmm. Next question is, what are some, I'm not sure if this is worded the right way, the most useful things you have to learn before starting your farm? That's hard.
I would say learning to get over the fear of messing up and being patient. Just doing something, because you can get lost in like planning and trying to figure something out, or am I going to do it right, or I don't want to mess this up, or But I mean, we've messed up a ton, but we've also learned a ton. And I would say you just learn by doing it.
Yeah.
You don't. It's hard to learn before starting. You can get educated and read books, but I mean, I've read tons of farming books, and I still have to go back and reread them because I've forgotten things in them. But I don't usually forget something that I've done, especially if I've made a mistake and had to figure out how to do it differently. So
yeah, that's true. Experience is the best teacher.
That's right.
We looked at 20 acres here in the mountains tonight. Have to get a better look at it. That sounds fun, Jan.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. I'm excited for you to look at it. Look at it in the daytime. I hope your weather is better than ours is right now.
Yeah.
I
We've
guess
had a little bit of rain.
A little bit of rain. Let's see. Next one is, when slaughtering an animal, what are the best cuts? So the person that asked this didn't say what kind of animal. I don't know.
Well, I guess for a chicken, my favorite cut is the leg quarter. Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
For a pig, I don't know. I guess the bacon.
Hope we're gonna have some leaner bacon this time.
Yeah. And for the cow, I like the ribeye. That's my favorite.
Gotcha.
You like the fillet, the lean.
Yes.
No fat.
Whatever's not really chewy. That's what I like.
Yeah. We butchered our lamb. Was it yesterday?
Yesterday. Yeah. You did.
It was cooler. It was in the 50s here, so we had one that was it was time for her to go. So It was good. We had our lamb burgers last night.
It was good.
It was really good.
I don't know where that
That's
is.
not good.
Yeah, it's been really bad here. The flooding today. I know there were several businesses that didn't work today, and which is not all that uncommon these days. But
Yeah.
um, but yeah, and we had some people that were supposed to come by today, and they decided not to. Oh, hey Dee. They decided not to because of all the flooding. So yeah, it's been wild. There's been a lot of rain, and right before we started this, it started raining again. So, um,
So, what are your favorite and most disliked chores?
I don't do a whole lot of the farm chores anymore. I'm the inside person.
You do chores in here.
Yeah. I enjoy filtering the milk. I enjoy that. I don't mind that at all.
That's good because we have a lot of it.
But yeah, but if I was like, because I have done your chores before, if I was doing that, I don't know. I liked when you put me in charge of moving the cows before.
Yeah, that's my favorite, moving the cows.
Yeah. And it's not as hard as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. We were talking earlier, and I don't really think I have a dislike chore. I don't think there's anything that when I wake up in the morning, I'm like, I don't want to do that. There's nothing around here that I don't mind. Like today, it was raining all day, and I did the chores for 2 hours in the rain.
Yeah.
Came back soaking wet, and I didn't care. It's kind of nice out there.
Yeah, this is living his best life. So it, as far as the farm goes, I don't think there are any chores that he doesn't enjoy. So, which is good. And Sydney's pretty much the same way. She loves doing anything he asks her to do outside.
Yeah.
With the farm. So, yeah.
Yeah, I told her yesterday that I'm going to need some help with chicken processing this summer. And I would teach her how to do it and pay her. I just told her I was going to have to hire somebody to help. And she gladly accepted.
She's like, you don't have to hire me.
Yeah.
I will do it anyways.
And she would.
Yeah. Yes, she is. She is a big help.
Yeah.
And she loves it. It's not like, I know we've had videos before in the past, and some snarky people will be like, well, you should give your kids a choice of what they want to do, or if they want to do that or not, or something like that. And I believe there's a little bit of truth to that, but like she loves this life. And we all do things that we don't like to do. We all have responsibilities that we don't necessarily love every part of. But she really, really enjoys farming, farm chores, and messing with the animals, and taking care of things. That's what she loves.
Yep.
So, and she's got a lot of responsibility inside too. Like they have inside chores too, and like she got up this morning, and we had like 4 bananas on the counter, and she said, 3 of these bananas have spots on them. I'm going to make some banana bread. Is that all right? And I was like, yeah. And she asked me for my phone. She looked up a recipe. She did the entire thing from start to finish, got it out. Like, I never went in the kitchen once. She never asked me anything. Like, she is really very responsible.
Yeah.
So yes, we're very thankful. 8 inches of rain. Yeah. I don't know how much we've had.
I'm not sure.
But it's a lot. It's just a lot.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure the garden is going to be super glad maybe tomorrow when it gets, I guess it's going to get sunny tomorrow.
I hope so.
Yeah. Yeah, too much. Yeah, Dee's not too far from us, so she knows all about the rain too. Let's see, what's next? Where do you see yourselves in 5 years 10 years, and what are our short-term and long-term goals? You let me answer?
Yep.
Well, we, our prayer and our plan has been to have him to do this full time. So, I'm still believing that that's going to happen even sooner than 5 years. That he's going to be here full time doing this. And I was just telling him a while ago that I told a friend of mine the other day that it was exciting for me to think about 5 or 10 years down the road because, well, of course, this was before we had a new baby, but we have little Sawyer now who's asleep on my lap, and so I've got a few more years of the baby stage, and that's perfectly fine. But when I was saying this to my friend, our kids were getting older, and I said, in 5 or 10 years, the kids aren't going to need me as much. They're going to be doing a lot of their schoolwork by themselves, more independent. And I said, I get excited just thinking about having my hands a little more free to help Adam and to learn how to do things in the garden and just, wake up every morning and just me and him are working together all day. And so I'm still looking forward to that, even though we still got little ones. But if y'all have any more questions, we got like one. Oh, we got a few more. But if y'all have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat, and we'd love to answer those too. Thank you, Dee. Yeah, Dee's been. Well, me and Dee have talked about that too.
Congratulations on your boy, Lazy Pond Farm.
Oh, a Valentine's baby.
Yeah.
Oh.
So what are our long-term goals?
Well, you can talk about that.
Do you have any long-term goals?
I
What
don't.
about for your business?
Well, I would love for our business for Farm Life Outfitters to be a very valid source of income for us. I don't know. I haven't thought about that in a while. At one point, I was wanting to have our shirts in several like retail stores, but we had talked about even going to pitch to Tractor Supply at one point a long time ago and stuff like that. But I don't know. I'm not sure.
I think we're still in the trial and error phase.
Yeah.
We're just trying to figure out what works and what doesn't, and
yeah,
investing in ideas and things.
Yeah. There's so many parts to our business that I have a hard time figuring out what to concentrate on.
Yeah.
And which I know is a lot of entrepreneurs. I know there's a lot of them. Their dilemma is just figuring out what's going to be, hi Tina, what's going to be profitable, what's going to be worth your time, or what you just need to take a gamble on and see. So that's kind of us right now. We're still trying to figure all that out.
So. That's how the farm is too.
Yeah.
I mean, I love to do all of it. I mean, I would love to have 200 acres of all pasture and raise only cows, and that's the goal of mine. I would love to do that. But at the same time, I don't mind the quarter-acre garden with 600 tomato plants, or a 1-acre garden if that's all we're doing, So I don't know. I like doing it all. So just figure out what works and what I like the most and what we can all do together.
Yeah. Yeah.
And keep working at it.
That's true. Hi, Joy. Thank you. 3 boys, 4 and under. Wow. Yeah.
Lots of diapers.
Lots of diapers and lots of wrestling, probably.
Yep. Yeah.
Hey, how are you? It's good to see you too. We have been a little silent lately. 10 acres total here. Oh, I bet you got some room to do some stuff. 10 acres, that's more than a lot of people have.
Yeah.
But yeah. Well, how much are we using right now? Like 10 acres or 15 acres, or how much do you think?
The pasture is about 15 acres probably.
Hmm.
All the pasture together, not including the woods.
Gotcha.
I fenced in 20 acres. That's all forest, but which you can call that pasture, but we've got some pigs back there. So.
Yeah.
But there's about 15 acres of open land, probably. I don't know. I look at it sometimes, but I can't remember how much it is. I'm always looking at that kind of stuff when I'm fence planning or figuring out the perimeter line, all that kind of stuff. Using Google Earth.
Yeah, it's like his favorite.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to use it.
Yeah.
What are y'all going to do with all those tomatoes?
We're going to sell them to our community. So we had a little farm stand last year down the road, but we're going to try to do it here this year. So we're going to invite people here to purchase the tomatoes, and we have a couple stores that are going to sell them, and a couple of restaurants that want them. So.
Yeah, and what we don't sell, we can, or
tomato juice,
or eat, fresh. So
yeah.
Let's see. All right, so we got one more question that someone had given us a while back that we'll go ahead and answer, or it's like a 3-part question. And I'm not really sure how to answer all of them, but what has been your biggest homesteading regret? What did you do that you wish you had not? And what didn't you do that you wish you had? When I was talking to him earlier about this question, my first thought was that we weren't really prepared for our animals when we first got them. And especially because we started with goats and sheep, and in the summer, which is like the worst time for the goats and the sheep in North Carolina because of parasites. So we just had no idea. I remember talking to our neighbor who is a cattle farmer, but he has sheep too. And he said goats and sheep are just looking for an excuse to die. And I was like, great to know that now, after we'd already lost several. So, but yeah, that kind of goes along with yours too. We just weren't really prepared for, Adam said, it was kind of the cart before the horse kind of thing. We were so excited about starting our farm and getting animals that we didn't really even have any fencing ready for them. We had our premier one, like netting, but we weren't really prepared. So once things started dying, then we were like, oh my gosh, like we got to do something. And so that's when Adam started working on the fencing and hired a friend of ours to come and help with that. And because he was working a lot away from home. So, yeah.
No, I had no idea about rotating them when we first bought them.
Yeah.
I guess I sort of did because that's why we bought the netting. But at the same time, I had no idea, like, they might die if we don't keep them rotated.
Yeah. Yeah, we had no idea what was going on with them when they first started dying.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a bad time.
And now I move them every day, pretty much.
Yeah.
Things have sure changed since we first got the sheep.
We
have some permanent pasture established, and we're able to move our animals regularly.
And we've learned too that, like, I mean, sometimes they still get sick, even though Adam works really hard to rotate them and give them good, minerals and stuff like that to
Yeah.
make sure they're healthy. But like honestly, some are just weaker. So
Yeah.
we've learned that we need to keep the strongest ones because we don't want sick animals all the
Right.
time and stuff like that. So those are just more of those lessons that you have to learn while you're doing it. But
Yeah. At least we've gotten to, losing 30 to 40% down to whatever 2%.
Yeah,
It's nice.
yeah. Um, we got rid of goats because they die too easily.
We got a question about
Oh.
frost here.
Oh yeah.
So no, we lucked out with the frost a few weeks ago. It actually didn't get that cold here. It was 39 degrees one morning, but I had all the tomatoes covered and I had sprinklers going, and yeah, it was an early morning,
Mm-hmm.
and it was the day after Sawyer was born, so we were scrambling. I had my dad was helping, had all the kids helping to get everything covered. We had all the bed sheets, everything that we had was out in the garden to cover everything up. But luckily, it didn't get as cold as what they were calling for. So.
How was it your way, Bill? Did you lose stuff? He is up near like Pilot Mountain area.
Yeah,
I believe. Oh, they got to 26.
Oh man.
Goodness.
Yeah.
Oh man, 100 tomatoes.
Yeah, that's tough when it gets that cold. I remember a few years ago, it's been several years ago, when it got that cold in May and all the trees died, like all the leaves turned black on the trees.
I'm gonna light bulbs at night. Yeah. We were doing the same. Everything we found to cover our garden stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It was crazy. It's crazy to go from 90 degrees down to 25.
I mean, we shouldn't be surprised. I mean,
Yeah.
we're always making fun of North Carolina weather, but still, I mean,
that was unusual.
Yeah.
To get that cold that late in the season.
Yeah. Every last bed sheet we had.
That's what we were doing. Blankets, bed sheets.
Yeah. Gotta protect those babies out there.
Mm-hmm. Ours weren't babies anymore. Ours,
No.
I mean, our tomatoes are probably 3 weeks from being ripe.
Yeah.
So, I mean, ours were, yeah, it was hard to cover them because they were so large.
Mm-hmm. So what was that stuff called that you had out there?
Agribon.
Okay.
It's just a frost protection
fabric.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bought a row of Agribon and cut it into 2-foot strips when we first planted them and covered the tomatoes. But that was back in whatever, early March or mid March.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, I think we're past all that.
I hope so.
Yeah.
It would be very unusual at this point.
Yeah.
And I guess it's going to get warmer.
Yeah.
I mean, it was pretty cold yesterday. We get like 4 fake springs, a weekend of summer, fake winter, another day of summer, day of real spring, and then summer. Yeah, it's nuts around here.
I will say this has been a nice spring. Like,
yeah, it hasn't been.
There's been some warm, hot days, but
it hasn't.
Even then, the humidity's low.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been nice since like the end of February to me.
Yeah, you know how we always like we talk about how the seasons just jump, like it's like winter to summer super fast, but I don't think it really has eased into it this year, so that's been nice.
Yeah.
But she's in Sanford. I thought I saw something.
Yeah, we're not far from Sanford.
Yeah,
probably an hour east. We're close to Troy. I'm sure you know where Troy is.
Yeah.
What else? Was there another part of that question?
Well, what did you do?
What did you do that you wish you had not? I have no idea.
What didn't you do that you wish you had?
don't know. I think we've done everything that. I don't have any regrets like that.
Yeah. I try not to have regrets about a lot of stuff, about anything. Just, we always learn from our mistakes and move on.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think there's anything I wish I wouldn't have done around here.
Hey, Kevin.
I guess just I talk to a lot of people and get questions about stuff, and most people just are in the analyzing stage or trying to figure stuff out. And I don't know. I guess it's my personality or whatever, but I usually just jump in and do it. And so I'm glad I like that. I'm glad I don't overanalyze because I would get stuck.
We're kind of the opposite with that. I'm an analyzer.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
I think things through to the point of I don't do anything.
Right.
So
yeah, you just get stuck because you're afraid of making mistakes or whatever. So
yeah,
it's easy to do. I mean, I'm occasionally like that, but I get over it pretty fast.
Yeah, he's a doer for sure. Like,
get it done.
Get an idea and just do it. Yeah. Yep. It's been nice here in Kentucky, but rainy, so I haven't got a lot of my seeds in the ground yet. Yeah. It is weather's rough and constantly battling it sometimes, it seems like.
Yeah. Yeah, you just do the best you can.
Yeah.
Hey, Kevin, there's you may be familiar, but I've gotten some compost from the utilities department in Sanford. They have some really nice compost. It's like $25 for a truckload. So if you're not familiar and you need some, that's a good place to get it.
Tina. To talk us right out of stuff. That is me. Which he doesn't really let me, but yeah. But there's occasionally things that I'll get excited about, and you have to talk me down too, or you're just kind of like,
yeah,
is that wise? Kind of thing. But
I guess we do the same thing.
Yeah. But I've started. Sometimes I hear your voice in my head when I'm thinking about stuff, and I'm like, if I had this conversation with you, I know exactly what you would say. And so when I do have that conversation with you, I go ahead and say what I know you're going to say to me, so that I'm already prepared and I'm thinking about it, and I'm not actually going to just jump in. I'm going to think things through. Thought you'd be proud of me for that. We've got a really good video. Adam spent a good part of today editing a video that he worked on. Was it last week, I guess, that we were filming that?
Yeah.
About,
it's been a while. Part of it was when you were still pregnant. So it's.
Oh, yeah. So it's been a couple weeks. Yeah. So, I guess most of it was while I was still pregnant. So, and this one's about 2 weeks old now. Can't believe it. But it's about our dairy cow, and I just watched the video a little while ago, and it'll be up tomorrow. But it's really cute, and I love how he edits. So he might get that job from now on. No, he won't. He doesn't want to do that.
A rainy day job.
Yeah, it would have to be a rainy day job for him, because there's no way he would sit in the room and edit all day if it was nice outside.
It was nice. I mean, I was able to sit and think about it. Usually, that's my problem. Is my mind's so full of other things. And I'm being pulled in several directions with work or whatever, chores or things that need to be done. But it's been raining all day, so I was able to sit there for hours and think about it. And I was an hour into it and I didn't like it, so I deleted it and started over.
It took you several hours. I think, and some of you guys on here are YouTubers, especially I know D. But I mean, you have no idea, or most people have no idea how much time goes into editing videos, and that's just, I mean, it looks quick and easy when you're watching the video. But
yeah.
and
And
it's
sometimes
not.
it is. Sometimes it's not too hard.
Yeah. I mean,
You
it
got a
depends
good
on.
idea of what you're filming, and
Yeah.
you don't mess up or whatever.
And it depends on what kind of video it is, um, but yeah. Bye, Tina. Good night. I hate the editing part. I always end up doing it last minute because I hate it. I don't
Yeah.
love the editing either, and that's something I know. My friend Andrea with VW Family Farm, their kids edit their videos, and they're teenagers. But Sydney has offered to learn how to do that, and that might be something that she's responsible for one day if she enjoys it. Occasionally I like doing it, but if it's nice outside like it is right now, it's not fun to sit in that room and edit for hours and hours. But like during the wintertime, I don't mind it a bit. It's warm inside, and I can really concentrate on what I'm doing and stuff. But right now, I'd just rather be outside most of the time. She said you look so excited about the editing. Okay.
What else? Any other questions?
I don't think so. Do y'all have any other questions for us?
We answered all their questions.
We answered, yeah. Well, these questions were like, it's been a couple of months. I was going to not do a live, but I was actually going to do an edited YouTube video with our questions and the answers to the questions that you guys had sent us. So I took these from several Facebook posts and things that you guys had sent us, and they were good questions. Some of them I was kind of like, I don't even know how to answer
I remember
that.
you reading them off. Yeah.
I
think that's why we haven't done it.
We're too hard to answer.
Seem like hard questions.
Yeah, but I enjoy these. My friend Megan with Creating Essence, they just did an anniversary edition of Q&A because it's their anniversary, and they took questions from viewers about like their marriage and kids and stuff like that, and I thought that was neat. So we might have to do something like that someday too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would just want to say if you're local or if you're not, I've been trying to post for the farm at Shelter Mountain Farm on Instagram. I'm trying to get better about posting regularly.
You're doing good. He's been doing Insta stories and every day. So
I just want to keep you guys updated with the farm progress and what we have to offer and what we're doing and how things are going, our successes and our failures and that kind of thing.
Yeah, if anyone knows me really well, you know that I'm not the one that gardens here. But I will get lots of gardening questions myself, and I will pass them on to him. And so the other day on Instagram, I was just trying to let everyone know, like, go and follow his account at Shelter Mountain Farm on Instagram, and he does more gardening stuff because he is taking care of 640 tomato plants right now, and all the other stuff we've got going, beans and potatoes and everything. And so anyways, you're welcome to go and ask him questions on his Instagram. And
I got a question the other day. Somebody was asking about, they thought it was a chemical pesticide on the ground on one of my stories. And I was like, she would not have known. She might have said, yeah.
I would not have said, yeah. Yeah, it sure is.
Yeah.
I would not have said that.
Yeah.
The whole editing is hard. It does make you feel like this is a job sometimes. But I do enjoy it. I do enjoy it sometimes. especially if I'm real excited about a video. But he did a really good job with this video that comes out tomorrow. So y'all be watching for that. It's hey, how are you? Oh, good night, Joy. It is getting late, isn't it? But yeah, he did a really good job. And in fact, I told him, I said, I think that might be my favorite video. And he was like that we've ever done. I was like, yeah. And I didn't have anything to do with it. He
What
did
if it's
it.
not that good? You're talking it up. It's not.
I think it's good. We'll let them decide tomorrow, but I think it's really good.
Right.
Um, and he put like interviews with our kids in it for about the milk, and I love that. Like that, I just love videos that I know I'm gonna love looking back on years from now.
Yeah.
And that I don't know. So, anyways, I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any questions for them?
I don't think so.
I'm trying to think. It's been so long since we've done a live. It's like I don't want to stop talking to you guys because I enjoy this. It got kind of hard to keep up with every week doing lives. Yeah, those are the best videos. They are. But starting to wake up. If he wakes up, I'm gonna show him to you. Even if he doesn't, I'll show him to you. But what was I saying? Oh, it got kind of hard to keep up with our Saturday night lives every week, and I don't even remember when we stopped doing them.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it was either the last summer or fall. But yeah, I hope to do a little more of these from now on. Not every week, but every once in a while, I'll just jump on and be able to say hey to you guys because I love this format. I love being able to chat with you live and stuff. So, but
our you all may know. I'm sure you know about the meat situation, but we're trying to get our animals to schedule to be processed, and everywhere is like a year out. And so I scheduled them for next May. I couldn't believe that. It's just hard to believe that it's a year. Like the butchers are booked for a year.
It's like, what is happening?
Yeah, I just wonder what the cause is for that. I just wonder what that is.
Yeah.
I have a feeling it's probably like big. Well, I don't know. I have no idea.
You don't have any theories?
Mm-hmm. Unless it's just farmers that I think it's worth it to get their own cows butchered for themselves instead of selling them to the market. Right now, if there was a fear of a meat shortage, maybe that's what it was. Farmers just wanted to get a spot.
Yeah, you don't think farmers would, if they were processing for themselves, don't you think they would do it themselves?
No,
probably not.
No, I don't think so. Yeah, it's crazy. The guys that sell beef around us are pretty much sold out. But luckily, I mean, some of the farmers who are established and that already have a market, they already have spots. Like they've already got steers lined up ready to go to the butcher. So their spots were already there. So that's good. It's just for people like us who are pretty new to cows, we don't have regular spots at the butcher. So. That's hard. That's hard for me because I would rather do it myself anyway. I hate all the rules. I was reading through them today on the North Carolina website just to make sure there wasn't a loophole to butcher it on farm and sell it, but there's not. They spell it out pretty clearly.
Yeah, Adam prefers to process our meat himself.
Yeah.
I think you really enjoy the butchering process.
Yeah, I
Like
don't mind it. Yeah.
he likes the the cutting and not packaging. He likes doing that, but
Yeah.
the butchering process, I guess is what I mean. But yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, some of our friends who we actually get our feed from sell meat, and they were saying we can't grow them fast enough now. There's so much demand for them, and yeah, that's how I felt too. Because we had several people that were interested in buying whole or half cows from us, and we were hoping they would be ready this year. We were actually hoping to have more steers, I guess, than we have, and yeah, and we're kind of feeling the same way.
Yeah.
Wish they would grow a little faster.
Yeah, I know.
It'll be
but
fine.
even if they did, you couldn't get
a process, so it doesn't matter anyways. Yeah.
But luckily, our state allows a poultry exemption, so we're going to be doing that to be able to sell some meat. You can process up to. There's 2 levels. One is under 1,000 birds a year, and one is under 20,000, I believe. So we're hoping to do 500 this year. So.
How many do you think we did last year?
200.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure all butchers are looking for help right now.
Yeah.
Not everybody wants to do that job.
Yeah. Dee, is this your first time doing meat chickens? I can't remember.
The butcher we use, they've been in business for like 60 years. My grandparents used them, and I remember going there with my grandparents and dropping off cows and picking up the meat, and they would always buy that beef jerky. Remember that beef jerky I brought home?
Yeah.
So expensive. It was like $18 a pound or something. It was nuts. How many chickens do you have to butcher, Dee?
Yeah, we're looking forward to the chicken too, Jan.
Yeah, we've been out. We don't have any chicken.
That was his fault.
I know.
He sold all of our chicken.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. Yeah, the chicken is really, really good. And so we're excited about having them again too. 15.
Yeah, that's a good idea. We didn't start so small. We did 40 by hand one time, didn't we? 40 something.
Yeah. I wonder how many we did when we lived at the other house, our first meat chickens. I wonder how many that was.
We did a lot, but we borrowed the equipment.
Oh, yeah.
We did like 60, I think.
Oh, okay.
But we borrowed the stuff. And it didn't take long, like 4 hours or something. And so then the next time we did 25 by hand, it took all day.
Yeah, I guess you learned a lot of the butchering from hunting deer and rabbits and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
So he was pretty experienced with that and skinning animals and stuff like that. But I had never been around anything like that. I'm still not very comfortable with some of it. But our children are. Our children are definitely.
Yeah, I have to tell them, like, now, you don't have to watch this. You can go back to the house. Sometimes they do, and sometimes they don't.
Yeah. Yeah, stuff's hard on the farm. With, death and life and everything, but I'm glad they are exposed to all of it and not afraid of it. Just know that that's part of life. So
they always have good questions. I know yesterday when I was doing the lamb, something come up. One of the questions, I guess it was from Sydney, and I was like, "Well, yeah, something has to die so something else can live." So it's just how it is.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how I am too.
Yeah, it's
I,
hard.
yeah, yeah. I mean, and yeah, he doesn't enjoy the dispatching either.
Yeah,
I mean, that would be strange to say you enjoyed that anyways, but
yeah.
yeah, that's a hard thing.
I don't know if enjoy is the right word, but I'm gonna say enjoy. I enjoy the fact of doing it because I know that it was done right.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
and respectful, and and whatever
Hmm.
how I feel would be the right way to do it. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, for that. I mean, it's kind of like, I mean, you are thankful that you're the one that does the whole thing from start to finish,
Mm-hmm.
because it means something to you,
Yeah.
and you just don't know if it would to other people. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I understand. It
Well, I guess it's about time to go, isn't it?
is about time to go. Just making sure I didn't miss anything. I'll show him the baby real quick. He's he's been asleep. I was afraid he would fuss the whole time, but he fell asleep. He's so crazy. Here he is. He makes the funniest faces too.
Yeah.
This is Sawyer. He's almost 2 weeks old. I can't believe it.
No doubt.
He was knocked out. Thank you. He is funny. He is definitely loved. He's got these big sisters and big brother just crazy nuts about him. He gets kisses every time they come in the room.
Mm-hmm.
But no. He does have a lot of hair. That's what everyone says. Oh my gosh, look at his hair.
Mm-hmm.
He does. This is how Stella was when she was born. She had a bunch of hair too. So we're doing our live stream. We're talking about the baby has a lot of hair like you did when you were a baby. Oh. She's so goofy. All right. Well, we're going to call it a night. Thank you guys so much for joining us. And let's see. Did you have a lot of heartburn with him? Some, not horrible, but yes, some.
Right there.
But I kind of figured he was going to have hair. All our babies had a little bit, but yeah, it's definitely like Stella. But yeah, we'll try not to, take 6 months before we do another live stream.
Yeah,
because I enjoy them, and I hope you guys do too. And we just hope you have a good night and have a good weekend. And we'll talk to you later.
Yep. See you
Bye.
later.